flat bench and a pair of dumbbells for this next program. Let's work some fast feet on the spot for the next 30 seconds. Your turn. Working some King Kong slams for the next 45 seconds. Your turn to try this one. Let's hop into some in and out squats for the next 30 seconds. Your turn. Working some sumo squats right on top of the bench. So I'm using the bench for support. I'm going to get really close so you can almost even touch the bench if you had to. And you've got your arms extended for this one. So you're going to get some isometric action happening upstairs in the shoulders and the arms as well. Your turn to try this one. Working some good mornings from over the bench on this one. So you want to make sure that your knees are remaining relatively soft straight. There's no extra bending of the knees. And then what you want to make sure you do is you're just bending forward with a tight back, neutral spine, and pushing straight back up. So this is an excellent exercise range for your hamstrings and for your lower back as well. Your turn. Romanian deadlifts for this one, guys. So making sure your feet are parallel and at shoulder width, and your knees are right over the top of it, so it's nicely supported. You're holding the dumbbells up like it's a barbell, and we're dropping straight down with this one. You want to push back with your bum to make sure your spine's remaining nice and tight and in a neutral position. Your turn to try this one. Bulgarian lunge. Now you can do this with or without a dumbbell. So if you're comfortable, hold the dumbbell in front of you. If not, lose your dumbbell. So we want to make sure we're producing a fairly lengthy lunge and your shin bone is remaining vertical for this exercise. Your opposite knee gets really close to the floor, and then we're going to lift straight back up. Your turn to try it.
All through the
Okay, I'm going to use the tip of the bench for some dumbbell hips thrusters for this one. So we're going to place the dumbbell on your hip. We're going to start right at the bottom, so with your butt almost touching the floor, and then we're going to lift into what looks like a glutes bridge using the bench for that additional range. Push all the way up and then release again. Your turn. Walking lunge or stepping lunge for this exercise. One leg at a time. You can see we're stepping forward into a nice lengthy lunge, keeping that front shin bone nice and vertical, and then stepping back into a lunge as well. We're going to hit one side and then we're going to hit the other side next. Your turn. side squat. So I'm using the bench to support one of my legs when I'm doing the side squat. Now you can do this with or without a dumbbell, it's up to you. But the important thing is make sure you keep your knee out, drop down into that side squat, and we want to make sure that we've got perfect control of that support leg when you do it. Keep your upper body as upright as you can as well. Your turn to try it. Working some donkey kicks for this one. Now I'm not using any dumbbells, however, I am using my forearms and placing my weight on the bench for the extra support. Now I really just want to focus on those hamstrings and glutes, and you want to make sure that you maintain the same bent angle in your knees. So we don't want to release that. You want to make sure you keep it the whole time. Then you change legs and hit the other side as well. Your turn.
Oh
making a thruster for this exercise. So this is the traditional version, the bilateral version. So you can see feet are about shoulder width, knees are right on top of it, so we're not pushing the knees out or in. The elbows are dropping right to the top of the knees, and we're pushing up into a palm to palm or neutral grip shoulder press. Let's get you to have a go at this one.
Tonight we will fight for the right to stay alive, 'cause you know we live for the music. We are breathing love. And tonight we will fight for the rhythm of our life, and we'll always keep on dancing. We are breathing love. We're fighting for love tonight. We're fighting for love tonight. Tonight we will fight for the right to stay alive, 'cause you know we live for the music. We are breathing love. And tonight we will fight for the rhythm of our life, and we'll always keep on dancing. We are breathing love. We're fighting for love tonight. We're fighting for love tonight. Tonight we will fight for the right to stay alive, 'cause you know we live for the music. We are breathing love. And tonight we will fight for the rhythm of our life, and we'll always keep on dancing. We are breathing love. We're fighting for love tonight. We're fighting for love tonight.
Abduction of the legs using the dumbbell for some extra weight for this one. So you can see I'm keeping my knee nice and straight and my foot's horizontal. So this is really important. If your toes are starting to point up, then your hip's not in the right place and you need to make an adjustment there. We'll do this on both sides. So try one side and then turn around and hit the other side as well. sumo deadlifts with a single dumbbell for this one, guys. So you can see I'm doing this from a sumo squat, but I've got my feet parallel and my knees out. So let's get you guys to try it this way. It's a little bit of a different variation. Deadlift by reaching forward with a neutral spine and just dropping your arms down soft straight. Your turn to try this one. Alright, stepping back for some alternating lunges for this one, but you guys can see that I'm doing this one differently. So what I'm actually doing is I'm bending forward and I'm keeping my weight on my front leg. Okay, this is really gonna work that front quadricep, and you're gonna be assisting by squeezing your rear glute as you do it. Let's get you to try this one. And Everest hip stretch for this one, very similar to the plank that you do, except your back leg remains on the floor so you can get that support from your knee. And you can see that Lauren's actually taken her arm and wrapped it around the front leg. And what that's going to do is really focus on giving you additional hip and glute stretch. Let's hold this position until it's time to change over. Okay, change sides now and try the same stretch on the other side. Okay, stretching the adductors and hamstrings with this one. So we're going to go into a nice wide split. And you can see that Lauren's got her weights on her elbows. And so this is helping her do the splits without putting any unnecessary pressure or without risking any damage. So a lot of her weight is offset and it's on her elbows as opposed to being entirely on the legs. So we're going to try and push down on this, and it's important to keep your knees as straight as you can keep them. Let's hold the splits and keep squeezing for 30 seconds. Single leg posterior stretch from a supine position. So we're just lying down with our support leg nice and bent, and we want to straighten out the opposite leg and try and bring it as close to your body as you can by locking your hands behind your hamstring. Now you want to try and keep your knees straight, and you want to have your heel pointing out. So you want to be able to accent the hamstring and calf stretch on this one. Okay, let's drop that leg, pick up the other one, and do exactly the same stretch now. Starting in a prone position, we're going to go into a frog stretch for this one. So make sure you connect your heels together and then pull your feet in close to your butt and hold that position. Now we're just stretching the upper body at this point, so keep those arms nicely extended. And what we'll do in a moment is we're going to switch the upper body up and we're going to go into a Sphinx abdominal stretch. So that way we can hold both stretches simultaneously. Okay, let's make that change by bringing your elbows beneath you and keeping the arms nice and parallel. And we're going to add the Sphinx stretch to this one. Let's hold for 20 more seconds.
done for finishing your workout, guys. Please take a few minutes to stretch and cool your body down now.